Problem 6-133. Solve each of the following equations for x. Letter A. X to the third equals 243. Let's go ahead and solve that equation first. One thing to note here is the location of x in the equation. It is not in the exponent, it is just a regular term here. So there is no need for us to bring in logs into this equation to solve it. We want to look at the inverse operation so that we can isolate x. So if it's being raised to the third power, we have to remember then that we are going to take the third root of it, or the cube root. And if we do it to one side of the equation, we have to do it to the other side. The cube root of x to the third would leave us with x. And then the cube root of 243, if you're unsure what that is, you can just take it and do it under calculator. Now, if you don't know how to do the cube root on the calculator, if you go to math, and you look here, you have some different options right on that first menu. So if we want to do the cube root, there's actually an option right on there for that. So if you choose number 4, it's going to do the cube root for you, and then you can just type in the value and hit enter, and you'll see that the value is approximately 6.240. So let's go ahead and let's actually, since it is an approximation, 6.240 is our approximation there. Now remember, you can also take it there and solve it graphically if you needed to by taking each of these and making them into their own functions, graphing them, and finding the intersection. We're focusing on solving it algebraically here, though, so I'm going to continue with that. So letter B is 3 to the power of x is going to equal 243. This is an exponential equation because x is located in the exponent. So in order to solve this one, now we do need to bring in logs. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the log of each side. And what that's going to do for me is I'm going to be able to then apply our power property of logs in order to get our x out of the exponent. We have to get it out of the exponent in order to be able to solve it. So as we're taking the log of each side, our next step then is we're going to be looking at x times our log of 3. That right there is the power property of logarithms. Maybe we'll just list that on here. So that's what caused our x to move out in front. And now we've got that still equals the log of 243. Last step, let's isolate x by dividing each side by the log of 3. And then you can use a calculator if you want there to come up with that answer. So x would equal the log of 243 divided by the log of 3. And when we press enter there, you'll see we get the answer is 5. So looking back up here, we have 3 to the x equals 243. That would be the same thing as 3 to the 5th equals 243. Let's just double check it. 3 to the 5th, enter, 243. We know we're good. So this is problem 6-133. Answer for A, approximately 6.240. For letter B, x equals 5. If you have any additional questions, make sure you ask your teacher. Main thing, focus on where x is. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.